The Caribbean island of Antigua was once a paradise, untouched by the greed of man. But its fate, like so many others, would be forever changed by a single crop sugar. The demand for sugar in Europe was insatiable. Antigua, with its fertile soil and tropical climate, proved ideal for its cultivation. But growing sugar required immense labor that would be supplied by the transatlantic slave trade. Ships laden with human cargo arrived from the shores of Africa. Men, women and children, torn from their homes and families, were forced into a life of unimaginable hardship. They toiled under the scorching sun, their sweat watering the very cane that enriched their captors. The wealth of Antigua was built on the backs of slaves, a dark stain on the island's history. The sugar plantations became engines of profit, fueling the ambitions of a new ruling class. The white planters lived in opulent mansions, their tables laden with the fruits of forced labor. Yet, beneath the veneer of prosperity, a simmering resentment grew. The seeds of rebellion were sown in the hearts of the enslaved, waiting for the right moment to sprout. The human spirit, even when shackled, yearns for freedom. The enslaved Africans of Antigua, though stripped of their liberty, never surrendered their hope. Resistance, however small, became a way of life. Some chose to flee, seeking refuge in the island's rugged interior. There they formed maroon communities, pockets of defiance in a land ruled by tyranny. Others resorted to more direct action. Tools became weapons, acts of sabotage a silent protest against their oppressors. The planters lived in constant fear of uprisings, their paranoia fueled by rumors of planned revolts. In 1701, these fears became reality. A group of slaves, enraged by their master's cruelty, rose up and took his life. The rebellion was swiftly crushed. Its participants met with brutal retribution, but the message was clear: the enslaved would not be subdued indefinitely. The events of 1701 served as a grim foreshadowing of the unrest to come. The whispers of rebellion grew louder, carried on the wind through the cane fields of Antigua. A storm was brewing, fueled by the righteous anger of a people yearning to break free. Among the enslaved Africans in Antigua, one man emerged as a symbol of hope and resistance: Prince Klaas. A leader of remarkable charisma and intelligence, Klaas commanded respect among his fellow slaves. His origins shrouded in mystery, some whispered that he was a prince in his homeland, stripped of his birthright by the cruelty of the slave trade. The year 1736 saw Antigua gripped by a series of misfortunes. Drought ravaged the land, while an earthquake shook the island to its core. Amidst this backdrop of hardship and uncertainty, rumors began to spread of a grand conspiracy. A plot orchestrated by none other than Prince Klaas to overthrow the white planters and claim Antigua for its rightful inhabitants. The alleged plan was audacious in its scope. It involved a coordinated attack, timed to coincide with a grand ball hosted by the planters. As the white elite gathered in their finery, oblivious to the danger lurking in the shadows, Klaas and his followers would strike. The island would run red with the blood of the oppressors, and a new kingdom would rise from the ashes of slavery. The alleged conspiracy of 1736 sent shockwaves through Antigua's white population. Fear and paranoia gripped the planter class, leading to swift and brutal reprisals. Prince Klaas, along with dozens of suspected co-conspirators, was arrested and subjected to horrific torture. Confessions, extracted under duress, painted a picture of a vast and well-organized plot. Yet, even as the gallows were prepared, doubts lingered. The evidence against Klaas and his followers was largely circumstantial, based on hearsay and coerced testimonies. No concrete proof of a planned uprising, such as weapons caches or detailed battle plans, was ever found. Could it be that the conspiracy was more a figment of the planters' imaginations, fueled by their own guilt and fear? Some historians argue that the so-called war dances witnessed by terrified planters were, in fact, traditional African ceremonies misinterpreted through the lens of prejudice. The alleged plot, they suggest, was a convenient fabrication used to justify the brutal suppression of any form of resistance. The truth, like so much of history, remains shrouded in mystery.